Ah, some tears help you to see more clearly. But the third thing, and I'm going to get on out, is you've got to understand that some tears help you see more clearly. Some tears help get stuff out the way. But you have some tears just because you need a tissue. Lord, I know it doesn't seem right because you're going to ask me which comes first, the chicken or the egg, because I just told you that some tears come just because you need a tissue. And you would tell me that, Reverend, the tissue comes because of my tears. And I've come by to tell somebody that some tears come just because you need a tissue. I know I'm working on somebody's nerve right now, but let me paint it for you, and I'm going to get up out of here. Because as I sat and I looked at Sister Mary J., and she talked about stronger with each tear. Here goes this young sister who had been sexually abused at the age of 5, had dropped out of the 11th grade. Did y'all sit and think that her album, What's the 411, was supposed to be so nice? But the truth be told, it was a play on the fact that she used to work for information on the phone company. Did you see this sister who had gone through so much, but yet she can say, I'm stronger with every tear. Somebody in the house today, you've got to understand the only way you can be stronger with every tear as you understand that you need some tissue. I know I still got somebody lost, and so I'm going to walk it this way. As I sat, Reverend Bill, and I reflected over some of the moments that I've cried, I reflected about the fact that there was somebody there who handed me a tissue. Now, I can tell you this, that I don't always remember what brand of tissue they gave me, but I mostly remember who gave me the tissue. Lord have mercy. I remember the time in which I was with Pastor Joanne Brown, and my friend Mickey had died. I'm sitting at the casket. My mother, my brother, me, and my father. I'm sitting at the casket. Now, y'all know I'm a brother who didn't want to shed no tears. I'm a brother who understood that he was in the game. And so, therefore, there are just certain things that happen if you have a certain lifestyle. The whole time they told me he died, I'd gotten real hard about it. I just understood that if that's the way you're going to live, it's a circumstance that can happen by living in the game. But I'll never forget, as I got to the casket, all that in the game mess fell off. And I remembered that this was my friend, that this was my man, that this was my people's. And I started to cry as much as I didn't want to cry. I started to cry as much as I didn't want to let the tears fall. The tears started to fall. And I remember in that moment some tissue being handed to me. It was Pastor Joanne Browning. And I remember that it wasn't about the tissue, but it was about her concern for me that made me feel so much better. There's somebody in the house that you've got to understand that you may cry sometimes, but it's because you need a tissue. And it's not about the kind of tissue, but about who hands it to you. Oh, y'all gonna let me walk to Revelations where the Bible says that God will wipe every tear from your eye. I've come by to let you know that sometimes you cry because you need to get connected to the one who can wipe your tears, and that will help you grow stronger, be better. Have I got a witness? Is there anybody in the house that late in the midnight hour that God turned it around, that late in the midnight hour when weeping was still enduring, that God wiped your tears and God made you better? Have I got a witness? Have I got somebody in the house today that will give God the glory if you know that he's able to wipe every tear from your eye? I didn't say some tears. I said every tear you cry, the Lord is able to wipe the tears from your eye, because he cares for you. Have I got somebody that knows for all the tears you cried in 2009, 2010, he's wiping and putting a praise on your shoulders. He's wiping it and giving you a garment of praise. I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Is there anybody here? You're just grateful. He cares enough to watch for you and for me. Give him the glory. Hey. I want you to stand all over the church, all that are able. Does anybody know that I'm stronger, I'm wiser,